Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program, better known as the PPP. We're going to tell you how you can become eligible for it and who doesn't get that money. You're not going to want to miss this. Okay, so first question, who qualifies for the PPP? Well, it's very simple. It's actually meant for small businesses, nonprofits, sole proprietors, and self-employed people. So if you fall into one of those categories, you have to apply. I don't care if you're a one-man solo operation or if you have 30 employees, you have to apply for the PPP. This is gonna give you the most leverage right now in a time when you don't have the money coming in, the cash flow that you need to keep your people on staff, keep the bills paid, keep all the things that you normally have running. This is going to be a big bailout for all small businesses out there. So I can't wait to start hearing some of the stories from people getting these loans because it is going to put Americans back to business. So I want to break down some of the more commonly asked questions. But before we get started, I just want to ask everyone, what kind of business are you in? Leave it down below in the comments. Well, the biggest misconception of the PPP loan is that it's not a loan, that it's just free money, and that's not true. It actually does carry a 1% interest rate, and the money that you get, it has to be used for the purposes of running your business, which means paying your employees, paying for rent, paying for the mortgage associated to your business. And if you don't use it for those purposes, you will have to pay that money back. So don't forget, guys, use it for the intended purposes of running your business, which also means paying yourself a salary if you're one of the employees of the company. So it's not all bad at the end of the day. In order to qualify for this loan, you're gonna have to get some documentation prepared. You're gonna have to find out how much your payroll was in the previous year. That means payroll for yourself, payroll for your employees, and you're gonna have to figure out how much your average monthly payroll is. And they will give you 2.5 times that monthly payroll as your PPP loan. And lastly, one of the biggest issues that we've been seeing is that people who are applying for the loan are putting down their 1099 employees as actual employees, and this is not the case. If you've paid someone on a weekly basis or on a bi-weekly basis and they're private contractors, you're not going to be able to use them as an employee. Unfortunately, they're going to have to apply for the PPP loan on their own. So for instance, if you have media people, or if you have seasonal people, or if you have someone that comes and cleans your office every day, those people are 1099, and if they're not on staff and paid with a W-2, they're not going to fit into the category of your monthly expenses. Even though I know it's very unfair, we spend that money every month and we should somehow see something from it. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They're going to have to apply for that loan on their own. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is fill out a worksheet to show you how to calculate how much money you should be getting from your loan. Let's go ahead and get started. What we have here is the Payment Protection Calculator. What this is going to do is tell you how much money you should be expecting as a loan from the PPP. First, we're going to start off by adding our employees' names here on the left-hand side if we want to make it a little bit more easy to understand. And we can add more rows if we like. We just have to copy the information and add more rows down. So we'll go ahead and get started by putting down how much each one of those employees earned in 2019. Remember, this sheet is just for you. This is just for you to get an idea of how much money you should possibly be getting. First employee, let's say they earned $50,000. Next employee, let's say they earned $45,000 last year. Our next employee, let's say they earned $60,000, and our last employee earned $95,000. What this is going to do now is it's going to sum up everything that you actually paid out last year and total it up here. There is a $100,000 threshold, so what's going to happen is it's going to credit you the difference between what you paid out and what the limit is. And then it'll total everything up right down here. Then what it'll do for you is it'll calculate how much money you actually paid on average per month, and then it'll tell you more or less what you will be getting as a loan. So $83,000 as a loan is not bad. You have $33,000 a month in expenses. So what it does is it calculates 2.5 times the amount that you normally pay every month, and then it gives you that amount as what you're going to be getting as a loan. Pretty simple. Now, why is this loan so powerful and so important for business owners to get their hands on? The reason why is because even at the 1% interest that they're going to be charging for this loan. It's less than inflation and way less than inflation in the coming years. So it's really paying it back with free money. Now, is the PPP loan totally forgivable? Well, the answer to that is most of it is, or maybe none of it, depending on how you conduct your business. Once you get the first disbursement for the PPP loan, you have to make sure that you spend that money on the payroll. For the next 8 weeks, they're going to monitor you and make sure that that money gets spent on just that. And if it doesn't, the part that you don't spend on payroll will have to get paid back with interest. So let's try to avoid doing that, and let's hire the people back and make sure that if we don't have the same people on board, then we can just hire new people and put them back on our payroll to make sure that we don't have to pay back this money. Now, I'm sure if we had people on payroll before, they were bringing value to our companies. So the purpose of this loan is actually to get Americans working again and to get the economy moving and to get things moving forward, because we don't want to get stagnant. We don't want to get stuck in this time where no one's working and there's nothing that's selling, nobody's buying. This is the time right now where we need to band together. If you've let your employees go, you might want to reach out to them, let them know, listen, I'm working on something, and hopefully soon I'll be able to get you back on the books. And before you go looking somewhere else, just know that I'm going to be calling you for employment. Now, hopefully your employee has filed for unemployment if they're not working with you anymore, or if you still have them on the books, God bless you for doing that. I know it's not easy. It's really difficult right now for business owners to actually have to keep up all the normal expenses, empty offices, empty restaurants, empty everything, and we're still paying for these things even though there's no income coming in. I know these loans are taking longer than expected because it's been overwhelming amount of people who have been applying for them. I've been hearing about the websites breaking down, banks no longer taking applications. So if you've been lucky enough to get your application in on time, well, just keep following up with your banker and make sure you get them all the documents they need right away. Because remember, you're not the only person who's applying for these loans. There are so many people out there right now who are chomping at the bit, trying to get their hands on any resources and any funds they can from the government or from the banks. So once you do get that money, let us know about it. We'd love to share any success stories that you may have so we can let everyone know that there is a chance out there for everyone to start getting their money sooner than later. Now, I also want to know, what are you going to do with this money once you get it? Are you going to be starting maybe new ideas? Are you going to take your business into a different direction? Obviously, the money has to get used for your employees, but do you have new ideas? Is this economy now making you think outside of the box? Are you going to be changing your business plan? Are you going to be doing something more revolutionary? I'd love to hear about it, so leave it down below in the comments. So in closing, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell, and share this with a friend. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Would you like to find out how we could work closer together, maybe one-on-one? Well, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. Don't be shy, guys. Click it now.